Hi, I'm Kristen Amdahl and welcome back to my studio and channel. In this video, I want to show you some tips and tricks for making one of the projects from my brand new book, 52 Crochet Gifts. And in this video, I'll show you some of the tips for getting started. The Shadow Crochet Cowl. The simplicity of single crochet makes this a go-to Zen project and perfect for last-minute gifts. The texture of single crochet makes this a sophisticated accessory that is easy to pair with any outfit, and using a hand-dyed variegated yarn really does give it the opportunity to show off that beautiful color work. You'll need one ball of Be So Cozy yarn, which is my 65% superwash merino wool and 35% bamboo blended yarn that is number 4 worsted weight. You'll also need a K or 10.5 or 6.5 millimeter crochet hook, tapestry needle, and scissors. Let's get started. First, we tie our yarn to our crochet hook and then begin with foundation single crochet. Foundation single crochet starts with a chain 2, then insert your crochet hook into the second chain from your hook. You don't count the working loop on your hook, so we'll count back 1, 2. Insert your hook into that chain, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 1 loop on your hook, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. Grab my needle here to show you something. So now we want to pay attention. So as I'm working, our stitches look like they're vertical, but there's actually the top of your single crochet, the side of your single crochet, and the bottom. So what we're doing when we're making a foundation single crochet is we're adding that extra pull through 1 loop to give us this bar at the bottom of the stitch. Now while we're crocheting, it looks like it's a vertical bar. It really is a horizontal bar, but as we're working them, it is this vertical bar here that we'll be working our future stitches in as we go along. So you're going to insert your crochet hook into that bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 1 loop on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. And it's that step of yarn over, pull through 1 loop on your hook that's giving you that equivalent of a crochet chain here. So if we would have done this traditionally, we would have done a round of crochet chain and then a round of single crochets in those chains, and instead we're doing foundation stitches that combine those 2 stitches, and it gives us a much stretchier fabric. So there's the stitches as you would see them with the tops of the stitches where we will work our next round, but as we're working foundation single crochets, the row is turned on its side, which is why they look like vertical bars. So if you have the same gauge, using the same yarn and hook, you would foundation single crochet 60 stitches for this pattern. I'm going to do a smaller amount since I'm just doing step outs for the tutorial. And if you use a different size yarn or have a different gauge, you may end up doing a different number of stitches as well. But the finished project for the Shadow Cowl is meant to be 20 inches in circumference. So however many stitches you need to do that, go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you where we go from there. Okay, so I've got a little length of stitches here. Obviously, you're going to do this longer to make a 20-inch circumference cowl, and then you want to come around here and slip stitch into that first chain at the beginning of the round to join. Okay, so you want to pay attention to which way your stitches are facing at this point. You want the tops of the stitches to all be facing up where we have those V's of the top stitch, and we want that bar at the bottom of the stitch that replaced the beginning chain, we want that to all be at the bottom of our work. And now we're going to start with our stitches on the top. We're working into the top, and we're going to single crochet in each stitch around. Okay, at the end of our round, we're not going to join. And the reason being is that by working in a spiral and not joining on this round, you won't see any of those jogs on the side of our work. So by working in the spiral, it has that beautiful invisible seam because there is no seam. And you're just going to now repeat this round 2 with whatever number of stitches you're supposed to have. You're going to repeat that for 26 rounds. And then on the final round, we will single crochet in each stitch around. And on the last stitch, we will slip stitch before we fasten off. So when I get to the end of my round, I'll show you how to do that. Could this be any easier, right? It is so easy to make and has such an elegant look to it because of the simplicity of those stitches with the beautiful color work of the yarn. All right, we're at the end of the round, so we're going to slip stitch into the first stitch, insert your crochet hook, yarn over, pull through the stitch and the loop on your hook, and then we will fasten off, weave in our loose ends, and hand wash, block to finish measurements, and allow to dry. And coming back to our finished one here, I just wanted to show you how beautifully similar the beginning and end are stretch-wise because of those foundation stitches. Had we done a chain instead of foundation single crochets to start with, this side would have been a little tighter than the end, and it wouldn't have been as symmetrical as this. And you really like to have it stretchy on both sides so that it can go over your head easily and also be symmetrical. So there's the top of the last row and the bottom of the first row, and they look very similar because of the types of stitches that we used. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about anything we talked about today, please feel welcome to leave them for me in the comments. You can find links to everything I showed you today in the video description below. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video.